All right, hey guys, this is Max, and we're going to have some frequently asked questions answered for solar generators. So let's get right into it, and we'll start with if solar generators are as powerful as gas generators. So the quick answer is no, for the most part. However, there are some exceptions, and we'll talk about those in a sec. So gas generators, they're very powerful. I mean, they can go really high up the scale. I'll get an example up here in a little bit, but yeah, they're more powerful. They're the continuous surge or the continuous output of a gas generator is like averaging at 6,000 to 7,000 watts. So that's a lot, and the only thing that can compete with it, really, in my eyes, is the Titan solar generator, which I talk about a lot on the channel, but this one is the most powerful for now. But that's pretty much the only one that can compete with a gas generator. And if anything, the base Titan with like 2 batteries can compete with like a really low powered gas generator. But the ones that really can't compete at all with gas generators are ones like the Jackery 240 here. This one is that's not meant for any sort of high power needs. So they vary drastically, but overall they can't compete yet. So this is an example just to bring a little more perspective into everything. So this was a comment that Point Zero Energy left on one of my videos talking about their upcoming products. Point Zero Energy makes the Titan. And what they said, and this is in competition with a gas generator, this is the only thing I could really see happening with a competitive edge or just competing with the power output of gas generators. So their upcoming products, Point Zero Energy has 2 products coming out, hopefully later this year in 2021. One of them is the Titan 2.0, and this is what they talk about. So many people would like to eventually have an entire home backup, but don't want to start out spending a lot of money for a system that's basically a bunch of these Titan generators combined. So with the Titan 2.0, you can start out with 1 unit and add on to it. Depending on what you run in your home, you may need more watts than just 3,000. So 3,000 is the base continuous output if you have 2 batteries attached. For example, if they run a range, it can take 5,000 watts, and a water heater 4,000. With 2 Titans, you can run up to 6,000 watts continuous and 12,000 surge. And 12,000, that's really competitive with 2 Titans. But with 4 Titans, you can run 12,000 watts continuous and 24,000 watt surge. Now that is a very high number. These are like the high-end portable gas generators can reach this number, but I don't think they can reach a 24,000 watt surge. Not saying that you'll need it, but it's at least at the higher end in competition with the higher end models of gas generators. So that's why I put that there. And then it said not to mention each Titan would also add the capability of 2,000 more watts of solar. With 4 Titans you could have up to 8,000 watts solar, so that means you could recharge very fast. So that's something that gas generators obviously don't have, the ability to recharge, and that's a reason why having an expensive system, so not counting the price, because the price is way more expensive than a gas generator. However, if you look at the price over time of spending gas to actually run your home, it's very ridiculous to do that. So there's really no need, unless your power goes out, to have a gas generator as a backup. But this is for like a home backup. When we're talking about solar generators backing up the entire home, that's for consistent use, not just for when the power goes out. So an example of a gas generator that I just found on Home Depot is a Westinghouse one. So this one had a lot of ratings on it, so that's why I chose it. And it was also in the middle-ish range for wattage. So 6,000 watts of continuous power output, 7,500 watts of surge. So that's obviously very powerful, especially compared to most solar generators. The Titan is an exception because it exceeds the second most powerful solar generator by quite a bit, from what I've researched. So next thing I want to look at here is the gallons and the runtime. So it says up to 13.5 hour runtime. So keep that in mind, 13.5 hour runtime on, I believe, 6 gallons. So running for up to 13 hours on a 6.6 gallons tank of gas. So if you put this into perspective and think about using this consistently, like every day, which most people probably don't do, that adds up to a lot of money. So, I mean, just for example, $3 for a gallon of gas, just as an example, and you do that for 100 days. 100 days, if you do the math, so 6.6 gallons, so we'll just say 7 times $3 per gallon, $21 for every time you use it. So 13 hours, basically times that by 2, so we're talking 20, we'll just say $20 for one run through, and then we'll say a day is 26 hours, but you know what I mean, it's 24 hours, so 24 hours with, so that's $40 of gas for one day. So just think about that as you use that over time. This is why like a Titan solar generator setup with multiple Titans, even though it costs a lot of money up front, like tens of thousands of dollars to get a bunch of batteries and a bunch of Titans, this is a real home backup system. These gas portable generators are temporary. They only last for if the power goes out. You don't want to use these like consistently. I don't know anyone who actually uses a gas generator to power whatever home or anything consistently like that. But just for example, that's why I have that. So, that being said, we can say that home backup for a power outage gas. Full home power, a very powerful solar generator like the Titan will be of great value. So, let's get into some scenarios. But first, I have a little thing here. Subscribe and hit the bell if you enjoy this content and want to see more of it. I have videos about twice a week that I put out. So if you like that, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification. Like the video, of course, and then comment. I'm telling you, I learn a ton from the comments. So if you're watching these videos and want to learn more, check out the comments, because a lot of people know a lot more than I do about certain aspects. A lot of people own some different generators that I'm talking about, so check that out. So scenario, so an off-grid cabin. This is where a powerful solar generator would be very handy. So that just seems like a very ideal position to be in. If you have an off-grid cabin, you don't have access to any other power. If you use a gas generator, that's not really ideal, because you're going to spend a lot of money over time powering whatever you need. But off-grid cabin's ideal. Partial home backup, that's another idea. I mean, you could use gas generator as well, but what I mean here is partial home backup. So not necessarily backing up when the power goes out, but when you just want to power a few appliances with a battery backup solar generator, you could use a Titan or just another big solar generator to power just your fridge or maybe your washing machine, something like that. You could do that. So that's an option. And then device backup, what I mean here, smartphones, and this is specifically when the power goes out, smartphones, a CPAP machine, like smaller things. This is where something smaller will be handy. This is the Titan, the Yeti 200X. I had one of these, and that would work great for just devices, small things. Not necessarily a CPAP for this specific one, but there's several models out there that'll get you there. Okay, so let's get into powering. So, what can you really power with a solar generator? Well, it depends on the size, because they come in a ton of sizes. Just like I showed earlier with the Jackery 240, that thing is super tiny. Even the Yeti 200X that I used to have, that thing is very small. So most of these, even the small solar generators, or portable power stations as they're called, they're bigger than normal power banks. This is just a random power bank that I have, or not that I have, but I just had a picture of it. This is from EcoFlow. Most solar generators that are small are going to be more powerful than the average power bank. And plus they get charged from solar, so those are the advantages of having just a small one over a power bank. So what would be best? It depends on what you need. So if you're going off-grid a lot and you need some portable power for like charging a camera battery, if you're taking photos off-grid, that's just an example, but it has more power than a power bank if you need to use that power for heavier charging needs. All right, and final thoughts here. So I have a couple articles linked below for you guys to navigate to. These are from my website, and they just go into more detail on what I discussed today. The first thing is, do solar generators really work? That's basically the title of the article, and it just goes into depth about how they work, and it goes into small, medium, and large solar generators. It just gives you some more tidbits of information that I was not able to talk about in this video. And then secondly, there's another article, what can solar generators power? And it also talks about the small, medium, and large and what they can power, as well as some other information that I also was not able to talk about here. So those are linked below, and then check those out if you want more information. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe and hit the bell once again if you guys enjoy this content, want to see more off-grid solar sort of videos on solar generators, solar panels, and then frequently asked questions surrounding those topics, as well as some other topics as well. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I'm excited to see what you guys have to think, and that's about it. Have a good day.